John 1:32. Kai emarturesen Ioannes legon hati. Te theamai ta pneuma katabainan hos peristeran exurenu kai emenen epautan. Translation, and John testified, saying, notice this verb, emarturesen. What do you see there that helps you recognize that? Well, you have an augment, you have a sigma, bam! That's going to be an aorist active indicative, and that's a third-person singular ending to match the third-person singular subject, John. John testified, saying, sort of a redundant, in our minds, redundant or repetitive use of another verb of speech, but a very Semitic style to have two verbs of speech introducing this quotation. John testified, saying, and this hati functions basically like open quotation marks. What did he say? He says, I have seen, right, or perhaps I saw. This is from the verb theaomai, which means to see, often with a sense of amazement or surprise. Notice the reduplication there. Notice the mai, sai, tai endings. This is a perfect middle or passive indicative in form, and it's first-person singular, right? First-person singular ending right there. Of course, because the lexical form ends in omai, we're going to parse it as a middle, perfect middle. And you can see a couple of translations have translated it have. I have seen, but that doesn't seem to quite fit in English, does it? Remember, the perfect tense in Greek often has a stative idea, right? Someone in an ongoing state, roughly about 55% of the time, but about 35% of the time, it deals with the ongoing relevance of what's been said for the discourse. I wonder if that doesn't fit better here. John has saw this, and because of this, he can testify who Jesus is. Like, it's an ongoing relevance for what's going to be said. There's also about 10% of the time in the New Testament where the perfect is indistinguishable from the aorist in meaning. And these are only determined by context, right? I'm drawing upon the work of Rutger Alon, and these statistics are from one of my doctoral students who's taking this a bit further in his dissertation. So let's go back here to the translation. So John says, I have seen, or I saw the Spirit coming down as a dove from heaven, and he remained, that is, the Spirit remained upon him, that is, upon Jesus. Notice this verb emenen, that's from the lexical form meno, to remain. Why do we have a spelling change in the stem? Why has the stem vowel lengthened to that diphthong? Well, remember, Greek is like a seesaw. One side's going up, another side's probably going down. So the sigma was rejected here for the aorist because it came up next to this liquid consonant. And so to compensate for that loss of the sigma, we have the lengthening of that stem vowel. So this is an aorist active indicative, third person singular. He remained, that is, the Spirit remained upon him.